Jesse Luken.
Hello.
Currently starring in Underground here in Savannah. You were on Star-Crossed.
That's true.
And Justified.
Yes.
Glee.
Glee, yeah.
You're from you've done some NCIS, Law and Order.
Yeah, the murder of the week, you know.
Criminal Minds.
Yeah. The douchebag of the week.
She has to wear a watch on both wrists because she covers 2 time zones. Right, Artie?
When she sits around the house, she really sits around the house.
Attaboy.
I decided in college that was what I wanted to do, and so, you know, I kind of wanted to hit the ground running, and the second I graduated college, I packed my stuff and got in the Ford Taurus and drove out there. Justified was kind of the role that made my career, and that was a real home for me. I did it for 3 seasons, and to be able to learn from those actors, to be able to watch such phenomenal talent take it so seriously. And I love that character in a way that he developed. You know, it was cool to be part of a journey where they weren't sure, I think, initially, that character was supposed to get killed in the 2nd episode.
Bar's closed.
Surely you're not brandishing a weapon at 2 deputy U.S. Marshals, putting yourself at risk for arrest, imprisonment, or worse.
Just protecting the bar.
From what?
From wild Apaches. What do you care? Rachel?
Why don't you get Boyd on the phone for me?
Why don't you kiss my dimpled ass?
I don't see how that invitation has anything to do with my request.
Why you gotta be such a dick?
They kept him around, and then, you know, it was a very small part, and then it grew a little bit and grew a little more and grew a little more, and it was cool to evolve with him and see what because they were kind of taking a little bit of what I was doing, and they were going, okay, what if we do that with him? And then I would get that and go, yeah, awesome, let's do that.
You got those last 6 keys?
I do.
Put them in the ceiling above my desk, then hit the road. Tell Carl to do the same. Storm clouds are gathering, son, and I think this flood is gonna be epic.
Yeah. Yeah, Boyd. I hear that.
So you made the most of it, is what you're saying. You sort of your acting, your devotion to the character, perhaps, is what made the writers and the producers want to keep you on, perhaps.
Maybe, and I don't know. I'm probably giving myself too much credit. I probably also just got lucky. You know, you survive a couple episodes, and then they, well, let's keep that guy around because people recognize him, and, you know, when we kill him, it'll be a bigger thing. But then, you know, hopefully they gave me the ball once or twice, and I didn't fumble, so they kept me around, I guess.
What got you started? Was it a play in college or a play?
It was a play in college. Actually, decided to take an acting 1 class as an elective, and one of the assignments was you had to audition for a play, one of the main stage or black box shows, and I auditioned for Midsummer Night's Dream. And it's my favorite play of all time now, but just because Nick Bottom.
Okay.
Apparently they needed a real bad actor to get up there and play the guy that is a bad actor. So improv is great. I think improv is always great, and I think it develops muscles that you can't really develop anywhere else. And especially if you move to one of the big cities, if you move to Los Angeles or New York, maybe even Atlanta. I don't know how it is in Atlanta, but definitely in Los Angeles. That is a big bonus for casting people to see on your resume that you're taking improv at one of the good schools. Classes, I mean, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of doing whatever speaks to you, and I've taken Meisner classes and Alexander classes and Ivana Chubbuck classes and, you know, everything in between, and Stanislavski. Mm-hmm. And you start to pull things that speak to you, and you leave the ones that don't, and it doesn't mean that they're irrelevant or wrong. That they might work great for somebody else, but you just kind of figure out what's working for you and what isn't. And I think everybody, when they start to do it a lot, develops their own style of acting, their own technique, whatever they need to do to get there. But you have to do a lot of trial and error. You have to, you know, take something and take 70% of it, or take 30% of it, or take whatever, and then start to figure out what feels the best. So just get started.
You don't belong here, nigga!
Sit down. You sit down or I sit you down.
What's the problem, son?
You're the problem, you goddamn disgrace. What the hell kind of man are you? You know he can't fight back. Why don't you try picking on someone who can fight back?
I'm not gonna fight you. You're thrown out of the game.
You shut your mouth, or I shut it for you. This ain't happening.
Hey, Stank, what's it like being a nigger's nigger?
I don't know, Chapman. What's it like to be a redneck piece of shit?
Nobody's getting you that job. You got to go get that job, and you got to figure out how you're going to get that job. And I think a lot of people, especially in LA, when they get an agent, they think, okay, now I'm done. My agent will go get me work, and that's, again, you got to go get that job. You got to keep continuing to try to get that job. I think it's really figuring out what it is that you do best, what types of characters you play the most. And I don't mean like some sort of weird ethereal, like I see myself as a, sort of hint of Charlie Chaplin with a dash of Marlon Brando. Like, no, I mean like when I figured out when I was starting, when you come from theater, you feel like you can do anything. You kind of feel like, yeah, just give me the role and I will be meaty and I will do it. When you're starting out, you need to figure out what types of characters are on television and which group of them you will target. So for me, I figured out I played Southern racist redneck dickheads.
I got your flowers.
You picked it from my yard. Go, please.
Whoa. Where's the fire, huh? What you got? You ain't happy to see me?
Do I look happy to see you, Duke?
I wrote you letters. I tried to call. Hell, you are the only reason I came back to this damn place.
I shouldn't bother.
Hey, not a day went by that I didn't think about you. You saying you didn't miss me? Even a little?
Not a bit.
Mommy, who are you talking to?
Nobody, baby. Go on and finish your lunch.
Mommy? You got a kid?
Get out of here, Duke. I'm serious.
Wait a minute.
Don't ever
How
come
old
back.
is he? Hey, kid, how old are you?
Cole, I said go into the living room.
What is he, about 5?
I have a shotgun in here. You know I'll use it.
He's mine, isn't he?
Goodbye.
Tim, is that my son?
Get out of here! I'm gonna call the cops.
And that's what I went for. And then you start like targeting shows that cast Southern racist redneck dickheads, and you take headshots that make you look like that. Because casting doesn't want to see a headshot and go, could I see him in that? No, they want to see a headshot and they want to go, boom, I get it. This guy is goofy and funny. This guy is sugary sweet. This is a good Disney character guy. They want to see that in the beginning. Yeah. And then when you start to expand your resume, they'll give you a chance on other things, and you can hopefully do more fulfilling things or things that you've always wanted to try. But in Los Angeles, casting directors will do classes sometimes, and it's a little bit of a controversial subject in LA because sometimes the people feel like it's paying to audition, pay to play. I see their point of view, but also at the same time go, well, how the hell else are you going to get seen by these people? Especially if you don't have an agent, especially if your agent can't get you in. So I think you go and you meet those casting people however you can, and you get them to watch your work. And so for me, it was picking the right casting people in LA that I was going to go take a class with or audition with, and not just one. Take not so many that you're annoying them, but
sure.
But take one every 6 to 10 months, and then when you meet them again, then they'll say, "Oh, hey, yeah, I met you 8 months ago at that workshop. How's everything been going?" And you can say, "Great. I was just in this play. I just did this student film. I just made this web series. Everything's going awesome. I'm working all the time. I'm auditioning all the time. I'm really excited." Or if you've got a credit you can talk about, I just did a little guest star on 24. I just did a little co-star on Walking Dead, or whatever the case may be, and they'll go, "Oh, awesome, great, that's great." And then they'll meet you again, and then maybe one more time, and then ideally they start to trust you, and you're developing a relationship with them. And that's what it's about in LA, is getting casting people to trust you. Because what they're doing is they're basically saying, I'm getting to a point where I can trust that he will do a good job, and maybe he won't get this part. Like the part that I'm doing for Underground, Kim Coleman's a casting director. I've auditioned for her probably 20 times. Never been cast. 21st. But the callback is the next audition, The validation that you're doing well is the fact that they're going, all right, well, that wasn't his part. All right, yeah, he did good, but not for him. This guy was more like that.
Yeah.
And then no, and no, and no, and no, and oh, this one. Yeah, that's the one for him.
1 minute, everything is going great, and the next he says, the relationship has run its course.
Oh, that's rough.
You gotta help me, Johnny.
Got a pitcher of margaritas?
It's caipirinhas. I came into some mint. Listen, maybe if you talk to Hank
I
for
don't
me.
think that's such a good idea.
Tell him how much I need him.
It's very awkward.
How
We
much he
can't
means to me.
Emphasize the awkwardness enough.
I'll cover your rent.
What's that?
If you talk to Hank for me, I got your rent this month.
I think as a starting actor, you can go on IMDb, you figure out what's filming in Atlanta, and you can see who's casting it. You know, to go make a list of these are the shows that are filming in Atlanta or in Georgia or in New Orleans or in North Carolina or whatever. And here's the casting people, and I want to figure out how I can meet them, and then Google those casting people, and maybe you'll see they're doing a class here. And Active Pitch is a nice website that, if you don't want to create your own website, you can get on Active Pitch. I think it's $10 a month, and my agents actually have started using it as an agency. But you can basically upload a bunch of headshots. You can upload a bunch of reels. You can upload, you can take your reel, and if it's 10 clips, you can put it 10 separate clips, and then one clip of 3 together and one clip of 2 together. You can submit a specific little package just for that. So instead of saying like, hey, go to my reel and check out minute 6:23, this is where this scene is that I want you to see. You can just go, hey, bang, there's the scene. Hey, here's a headshot to go with it that is more like that character.
Yeah.
So I like that site a lot. I think to me it's figuring out how you meet those casting people. Okay. I think it's getting in front of the cast. At least that's how it is in LA. And try to say what it is that makes you special, what it is that makes you unique. Like if there's something where you can say, because you don't want to just say, hey, I went to who gives a shit college and majored in theater, because everybody did. But if you say, hey, I'm a blonde-haired guy that speaks Spanish, and I have a real passion for comedy, or you say, hey, I'm taking improv classes right now and doing stand-up, and I'm really trying to get in on the ground floor. Sell yourself. You can't, without being pushy, without being annoying, you have to exude confidence. You have to walk into a room and say, trust me, I'm going to make you money. That's what an agent wants to hear. I'm going to make you money. Or a casting director wants to hear, I'm going to deliver a performance you can show your producers. And so you have to believe that walking in. You have to go like, not these people are scary, not these people are like, I want them to like me, I want them to do. No, like, hey, I'm here to make your job easier today. It's easier to start here. I think that's a really good idea. Even if you want to go to LA or New York, even while you're kicking your, spinning your wheels and figuring out how to get in on the ground floor. Couple things. Number one, LA is an expensive town. New York is an expensive town. Moving is expensive. You're going to get there, you got to find a job, you got to find a day job, you got to do whatever. That takes a little bit of time. You're putting down a security deposit, you're putting down, you're registering your car, you're doing all of these expenses that it takes to move. And so I would have money saved to move. People want to see credits. That, when you're starting as an actor, that is the absolute challenge and goal, is to get credits, to build credits however you can. And so if you move to LA without a resume, that's a really tough place to start. But if you move to LA and you can say, hey, I did a little day thing on The Walking Dead, and I did a little day thing on The Vampire Diaries, and then I actually got one, decently meaty thing on MacGyver or something like that.
Yeah.
Then they'll go, bam, we've already got 3 credits we can use to pitch you.
Cool.
For Justified, I went in with accent on, and I pretended like I was from Kentucky, me, Jesse, the whole time. And I walked in and I said, something like, hey guys, I wanted to thank y'all for bringing me in here. I'm a huge fan of the show. My family's all huge fans of the show. They just can't believe that I'm going in on Justified. They think it's so cool. And they're like, oh, where are you from? And I said, I am from Carrollton, Kentucky. It's a little town, 1,500 people, one stoplight. I mean, I looked up this place on Wikipedia.
Wow.
And they, initially I was supposed to go in for a role that got killed in one episode. There was a pizza delivery guy that got killed. I was told, oh, you might get the part, and then, oh no, you're not getting the part. They've got something coming down the line that they want to save you for because you're so authentic. You know, I was like, great. But I talked to the casting people later on, and they kind of knew. They were like, that was bullshit. And I was like, yeah, it is bullshit.
Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, my pleasure, absolutely. Thank you.
Those were my orders. How long do you think this is gonna last? Anyway, XO, huh?
Who you orders from, Almost? Huh? Where they from?
You guys are all dead. All of you.
So light 'em up.